And just like that, they're back. So today we're going to be doing a collaboration with one of my good friends from Real Housewives Recaps, and we're going to go down the trail of Sex and the City and their new reboot and just like that. I'm also going to be offering some makeup tips for the over 50 woman. We're going to be fabulous. So in case you're interested, then keep on watching. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to Cat's Eye Beauty. And if you're new here, thank you so much for stopping by. I'm over 50 years old and I love testing out makeup and skincare products, everything from drugstore to high-end and everything in between. And just like that, we are gonna hop into a makeup tutorial for the over 50 woman. And we're gonna talk about Sex in the City, the fashion, the beauty, the makeup, the disasters from and just like that. I want to thank Jen personally for inviting me on this collaboration. I've met so many fantastic ladies out there. Thank you so much for hopping over to my channel. Continue to support Jen over at Real Housewives Recaps. And without further ado, let's get fabulous. So, a little background on me. I'm 54 years old and I am a huge fan of Sex and the City. So when the new reboot and just like that was coming out, I'll be honest, I was like, where are they going to take this show? I mean, they're all in their 50s with the exception of Samantha, which I think she was really smart in not coming back to the show. Just my opinion. But yeah, we're going to hop into some makeup. We're going to dish. I'm going to answer some questions that Real Housewives Recaps collected from you guys. And I can't wait to dive into the questions while we get ready. So get your makeup, get your Cosmopolitan. I might be a little ahead of you. You guys, I was looking for my martini glasses all over the place, but apparently they're gone. But hey, as long as I have a Cosmopolitan, cheers to you. I say one of the most important makeup products a girl, especially in her 50s, absolutely needs is a good sunscreen. One of my all-time favorites is SUPERGOOP that also doubles as a makeup primer. Absolutely love this. It has an SPF of 40 because if you don't wear sunscreen, the sun rapidly ages your skin and you don't want to look like a dried up Louis Vuitton bag. Never too soon to start with skincare, but I think skincare is absolutely important, especially as you age. So let's get into foundation. When you're over 50 or if you're a mature woman, foundation is exactly that. It provides your skin with a beautiful, even complexion. But as you get older, I like to use something that's a little sheerer, a little more dewy. I don't want to cover everything up. And I certainly don't want anything settling into these lines. But one of my favorite foundations is actually Drugstore, and it's the number 7 Protect and Perfect Advanced All-in-One Foundation. It actually has some of their skincare ingredients included in this foundation. And I'll be sure to put all the products listed in the links below. So if you want to check them out, they'll be down there. So let's go ahead with, well, let's put that piece of hair back. I have been watching, and just like that, like you guys, completely obsessed with Real Housewives Recaps because she really knows how to spin exactly what we're thinking and she verbalizes it. And I think it's fantastic. What's sad to me, okay, I was a single girl 22 years ago, just like Carrie, Miranda, and Charlotte, and Samantha. You know, we were all looking for that elusive love, your soulmate, like Charlotte would say. But, you know, once everybody got their happy ending, I thought, well, that's fantastic. And then they made the movie. The first movie I really enjoyed the first movie. It was really fitting to have it wrapped up with Big and Carrie getting married. Loved it. All the actresses showed their range. I think they looked at their very best. I mean, and they were in their 40s. And I'm technically the same age as the character Carrie Bradshaw. I'm 54. And then the second movie, well, you know, that's where it kind of went downhill. I thought it was a little silly, but it was still fun to see the fashion, the characters. Yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. So we're just applying foundation. And I find the more you put on, the more cakey it's going to be on your complexion. So I like using a dampened beauty sponge to just evenly distribute it all over your face. I think that cocktail is getting to me. So we got our first product on. I think it looks really, really nice. And let's answer some questions. Can you ask Makeup Homegirl what they should be doing to make these women look their best and why Miranda's eyebrows are the biggest tragedy since the pandemic? Eyebrows, it's kind of funny because eyebrows have their trends. I know in the 90s, I plucked them all out to look like Shannon Doherty from 90210. I know, I did that. And now the trend is bushy eyebrows, laminated eyebrows. I don't know what's going on with Miranda's eyebrows. I honestly think she looked kind of like Frankenstein. I mean, no shade, but really, if she's gonna wear that awful gray-haired wig, give her some sort of shape, give her some sort of color to her eyebrows. She looks completely washed out. And I know lots of women, gorgeous women in their 50s and 60s that rock gray silver hair. I mean, heck, the kids are doing it. That's a big trend. I mean, they're like jumping the gun, wanting to dye their hair silver, gray. Yeah, let's not rush it. I already got part of my eyebrows on, and I just like to use a pencil from COSSIS, the Brow Pop pencil. And this pencil actually has ingredients to condition your brows, to actually grow your brows, because as you age, of course, some places speed up where you grow hair and some places slow down. I know, it's a fact of life. It just happens. But I absolutely love this pencil. I just color them in, which they should do for Miranda. I mean, what's up with that wig? Just definitely follow your natural eyebrow line. You don't want to draw them down because obviously that's going to pull your face down lower. You want to kind of follow the natural shape. And I like to angle it slightly out. And then the rule of thumb is if you take your eyebrows and you're filling them in, go just slightly past your eye to extend that eye look. Fabulous product, and it's also good for your eyebrows. And it's also a clean product, which I absolutely love. Beauty question: what can I do to camouflage puffy under eye purple circles without it sticking into fine lines and looking fake? I've already tried the moisturizer with powder trick and it doesn't work for me. Yeah, that I know. We all fall for those little hacks, those little tricks. If you have puffy under eye purple circles, I tend to have that especially when I wake up. I love using eye gel patches, which reduces the puffiness. But as far as purple under eyes, might I suggest using a color corrector? I've been using this for the last several months. I cannot recommend it highly enough. It's the Milani Supercharged Under Eye Brightening Tint in Peach. I tend to get purple under my eyes as well. This is a fantastic color corrector, but it also has skincare loving ingredients, which is going to brighten the under eye area and just slightly color change that purpleness under your eyes. It's very hydrating. It won't settle into your fine lines. The trick is use just a tiny bit to color correct. And then once you apply your concealer, don't use as much concealer because you won't need it. It's drugstore, it's super affordable, and I absolutely love it for correcting under my eyes. With that being said, let's go ahead and apply concealer. I'm going to be using the COSSIS Revealer Concealer. This is also a clean product. It's very creamy, it's very hydrating, it has a lot of skin-loving ingredients. It also has caffeine, which brightens up the eye area. And a big misconception about using concealer is the more you use, the more you're going to cover up. Nay, nay, nay. You want to use less. You know that expression, less is more. And you just want to dab it where you have the most discoloration. Primarily for me, it's on the inner corners. And then plus, I like to bring it out through here to lift my eyes up. And then right where I want to brighten up my face and under my nose where I tend to get red. I like to use my fingertips because I find if you use the heat of your fingertips, it kind of heats up the product, makes it blend better onto your skin. Actually, I know a lot of people that are like, you know, that's gross, using your fingers. Let's not talk about fingers. That just kind of makes me think about Che and Miranda. Rambo. What's up with these characters? Miranda is now Rambo. Carrie looks like the Whistler. And then poor Charlotte just has one expression. You know, and you know, I don't condone women for getting fillers or Botox. That is your choice and I support your choice. But when you come back and you don't look like yourself anymore, that's kind of sad. And I can understand her getting angry about it. When you live, you know, in the limelight like that, you want to look your best, especially when they were so iconic 22 years ago. I'm sure they're under so much pressure. I can totally understand that. Oh, and I'm just taking my dampened beauty sponge to blend that out. I can understand the pressure for them to come back after so many years and looking fabulous, but you're going to be criticized, whether good or bad. You can't make everybody happy. I need a drink after talking about Che and Miranda. Sorry, I just do. Okay, now that we have our foundation and concealer on, I've had a sufficient amount of Cosmopolitans. No, I'm just kidding. I'm going to go in with bronzer, and an ode to Charlotte. I'm going to be using the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Bronzer. I find this is beautiful on mature skin. Like I said, it's called Airbrush Bronzer for a reason because it really lays on the complexion really well. It's very smoothing. It adds just the right amount of warmth onto the complexion. So now that we're bronzed up, here's the thing. The writers had the opportunity to make this into a fantastic reboot, to create more engaging stories. To me, it's kind of a slap in the face as a 54-year-old woman. You are making them seem so much older than 54, 55, more like 105. And it's sad for me because I know so many women in their 50s that are stunning, gorgeous, smart, intelligent, funny, witty. I memean, but these women, they seem so lost. I don't understand why they've done that to those characters. They seem, I don't know. I'm at a loss for words. And the writing on the show used to be so brilliant. In fact, I went down memory lane. I started watching all the episodes, all the seasons, and I literally laughed out loud. I've forgotten how funny Sex and the City really was. And then I realized I haven't laughed once during And Just Like That. I mostly did this. Like cringe, like honestly cringe. I feel sorry for the male characters in the show. They make them out to be so trivial and like sidebars. Like they don't even matter. I'm bronzed up. I'm ready for the next question. I would like to hear her thoughts on the makeup looks they are sporting in And Just Like That. Carrie's makeup looks, it's been very neutral looks for her. She hasn't been doing a lot of glam looks because, she's been grieving, she's in mourning, but when she did go out on that date, I think she looked stunning in that episode. Really beautiful. I loved her blue dress. I loved the white dinner jacket that she was wearing, and I think that was one of her best looks so far in Just Like That. I think when her makeup looked the best during Sex and the City was, I'm thinking around season 4, season 5, especially when her hair was super short. They started playing up her eyes way more. They started using eyeliner more, like the really jet black eyeliner, and tight lining her lower lash line and upper lash line so her blue eyes are just popping. So we're gonna go in with blush now. I'm just gonna go in with the Pat McGrath Labs Divine Blush Glow Trio in Galactic Sun. This is a fantastic product because you get two colors of blush and a highlighter. And there's a cat hair on my brush. We're just going to go in with Divine Rose, which is this gorgeous mauve shade. And I'm going to take it on my BK brush and just tap it in. And some of the trends today is using blush and starting right at the temples. I know, kids these days. And then taking it to the apples of your cheeks. I find this is a beautiful color that's flattering on most skin tones. And it lays really smooth on your complexion. Go across the bridge of your nose. I think it gives that more realistic blushing look. And I tell you what, I've been blushing during these episodes of And Just Like That. Talking about eyeliner, we were just talking about Carrie's smoky eye during season 4, season 5. Eyeliner, eyeshadow tips. I have always worn bright colored eyeshadow. You go, girl. I have, what's the word? Eyelids that you can see normally, so you know how some people, you can't see their eyeshadow unless they blink. Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. I have big eyelids just sitting there, yay for eyeshadow. I'm almost 40, but with more lines around eyes, I'm unsure about eyeliner, how to open up the eyes more. I am going to tell you how to do that. We're going to start on eyeshadow. So what she was asking, because she has big eyelids, which is fantastic, and from what I understand, you can only see the eyeshadow when she blinks. Sounds like she has hooded eyes. I'm going to show you how to apply eyeshadow if you do have hooded lids. I'm going to be using the Milani Most Wanted palette, Drugstore. It is a neutral palette, all neutral colors, no shimmers, but we're going to get to color, don't worry. And I'm going to take it on one of my BK Beauty brushes, and I'm going to take this eggshell color. It's almost the same shade as my eyelids, as my skin, and I'm just creating a smooth canvas all over the eyelid so everything is uniformed like that. With a tapered brush, what I'm going to do next is going to go in with the second to lightest shade. I'm going to go right above that crease, or that fold, if you will. You want to create depth and shadow because we want to push that flesh oh my gosh, did I just say flesh? You want to push that excess skin back as a shadow. So you want to create a shadow to create dimension. And you can use whatever color you want. If you love bright colors, I say go for it. This would be pretty with a pink. This would be really pretty with a coral. You basically want to create a shadow with that excess flesh or the hood. I'm going to use the exact same brush. I'm going to go into that deeper color because this brush is tapered. And I'm going to go right in the center of that and create a deeper shadow. You want to work in layers so it's not just black on top of white, and create a gradient. And I'm just flicking that out. See how it's darker and it's making that hood recede? Like that. Isn't that pretty? So now I'm gonna take like a pencil brush. See how it's really short and stubby with the bristles and it's kind of stiff? Oh, honey, she said stiff. I need a stiff drink. I'm gonna take that second shade here, dip it back into the deeper shade here, back and forth. I'm gonna go ahead and smoke out my lower lash line just to add a little bit of definition right in the outskirts of my eye. And then connecting it to where I just finished the top part. You can have smoky eyes when you're a mature beauty. The key is to do it in a softer, more blendable fashion. That way you don't create any harsh lines. See how it's a little lower on my eyes? You take that first brush, which has that neutral color, and you can just flick it away like that. Super easy. The second part of our question is, I'm almost 40, but with more lines around eyes, I'm unsure about eyeliner, how to open up the eyes more. If your eyes are small and you want to apply eyeliner, if you're used to putting eyeliner like on top of your eyelash band, that's fine. And if you put it on your lower lash line, you're gonna create a smaller eye. It's gonna bring everything together. What you wanna do is open it up. If you go in with the pencil brush like I just showed you, the lower lash line, and it's blurred, it's still gonna create that soft look, but you still want to have eyeliner on. So what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna take my L'Oreal Liner Signature Mechanical Pencil, and what we're gonna do is line our upper waterline. You're probably going, what is our upper waterline? It is actually right under your lash band. You're going to line underneath your eyelashes. You're gonna create a thick band right here to make your eyes pop. Well, and if you have sparse eyelashes, it just gives that appearance of a thicker lash band. So I'm going to show you how to do it. It's super scary at first. It kind of is ticklish and uncomfortable at first, but once you get in the routine of doing it, it's super easy to do. So basically what you do is you take the tip of the liner, and this is just a pencil eyeliner, and you go right under your waterline like this. You see how there's more definition here than there is on this eye, but my eyes still look kind of wide awake. And this is such an easy eyeliner to use. It doesn't budge, it doesn't smudge, it's not going to move. But this is a fantastic eyeliner. It just creates that definition without closing up your eye. You don't want to make your eyelids heavy. You want to make them wide awake. So you're still technically using eyeliner, but you're using it in a different spot of your eye, tight lining your waterline. Now that I have my eyeliner on, we tight lined under our lash line, I'm going to answer this next question because this is going to be perfect timing. I watch girls online use insanely beautiful sparkly glitter, eyes looking like a beautiful disco ball. As a 34-year-old woman, I would feel foolish wearing something like that. Not to mention I have no place to wear it to. Is there an age cutoff to glitter eyeshadow? No, there's not. You can wear glitter eyeshadow. There's different types of eyeshadow. You've got the glitter eyeshadow, you've got duochrome, you've got shimmer. I say if you like to wear glitter, if you want to wear that shimmery eyeshadow to get that sparkly look, I say yes. 34 years old, you're still a baby. I mean, remember, they were in their 30s during Sex and the City, and I saw Carrie sporting glittery eyeshadow. It's very minute. I noticed they hardly used any eyeliner on her. They used like a really shimmery, almost like a bluish I don't know, it was super sparkly right on the middle of her eyelid. I say if you want to use glittery eyeshadow, I say yes. There's no official cutoff age. I mean, I'm 54 and I still love using glittery eyeshadow. And today, what we're going to do right in the center of our eyelids, I want to use a glittery eyeshadow to show you how you can do it. I have here Flower Beauty's Desert Lights, all shimmers. And there's some glitter in there too. This shade right through here is a gorgeous copper color. It looks glittery, but it's like a duochrome, very shimmery, very pretty. I think it's gorgeous. And then I absolutely love like this champagne pink right through here. This is pretty as well, and I'm going to swatch it for you. Absolutely pretty. I'm going to go in with this shade through here. And what I'm going to do, oh, this is gorgeous. I'm going to pop it in the middle of my eyelid so it'll open up our eye look. And if you look really closely, there's glitter, but the glitter is so minute, but it's going to give your eye that extra, but it's in such a beautiful, subtle way. It's absolutely beautiful. And at the same time, you're opening up the center of your eye or your eyelid for that extra pop. And I just like using my fingers. When you're applying your makeup, you still want to be in vogue. You still want to be in style and on trend. But if you do it in such a way where it's subtle, you'll still be on trend and you'll still look fabulous. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that tapered brush that we applied the dark shade with from the original palette, and we're just going to blend it out to soften it up, to make it look subtle. And like I said, you don't have to use neutral colors. You can use pinks, you can use purples. And just the act of blending it out makes it look soft, subtle, and very classy. Super pretty. You still got that shimmer. You still got that glimmer. There is no cutoff point for glitter. I say go for it. This is a fantastic question. I have a question for Cat's Eye Beauty. I haven't been able to wear mascara since my 40s. I am now 61. No matter the brand or type, waterproof, what have you, it always smears under my eyes. I put it down to having one long hot flash from 40 to now, LOL, but seriously, is there some kind of affordable mascara out there that doesn't smear under your eyes, making you look like you partied for 48 hours without a break? Oh, I remember those days of partying 48 hours straight. Yeah. Remember that episode? The face, she made the face, and it wasn't Bell's palsy. Oh my gosh, I missed those episodes. Okay. There are mascaras out there that are actually quite bulletproof. They're called the tubing mascaras. It has the polymers in the actual formula that's going to wrap around each individual lash to coat them and form a tube, resulting in a beautifully even coat of mascara. There's no flaking, there's no smearing. They're actually waterproof until you actually take them off. And if you want an affordable brand of tubing mascara, I know L'Oreal makes a fantastic tubing formula, but one that I've been testing out recently is actually from a clean new cosmetics company, and it's called the Merit tubing formula. And I'm going to show you how amazing this stuff works. What I love about this mascara, it doesn't smear, it doesn't clump. That's what I love, because a lot of mascaras on my eyelashes clump, but I'm going to show you how this mascara works. It's like a regular mascara, typical mascara wand, but the way it goes on, the way it lengthens and thickens your eyelashes, it's amazing because it's wrapping the polymers around each individual lash, creating that tube. Look at those lashes. That's what the tubes do. They lengthen, they really create beautiful eyelashes. They're almost like false eyelashes. And at the end of the day, the way you remove it is just using warm water and soap, and the tubes will slide right off. If you have problems with mascara that smear, that smudge, that flake, and you look like a raccoon and you've been up for the last 48 hours partying, then I suggest using a tubing formula. Need to set our concealer as well as the under eye area after we've done our eyeshadow. And I'm just going to be taking this setting powder from COSSIS. It's also a clean makeup company. And I'm just going to slightly tap it under my eyes just to set that area and down my T-zone. And this is such a wonderful product because it actually has some sort of magical properties. I don't know what it is, but it really smooths and blurs out your pores. It's beautiful. Okay, I think Carrie looked the best when Big had the heart attack that season. Her makeup was really minimal and she was glowing, and her hair was curly and shoulder length and super cute. I agree. I totally agree. How did they do that makeup? Quick story time with me. I lived in Los Angeles a long time ago in my 20s, and I did like a little commercial for local TV. You know, they said, come to the studio, we'll get ready, we'll shoot the commercial. And all I was doing was dancing around with an umbrella. I'm talking 1994. It was a long time ago. And I remember sitting in the chair, getting my makeup done. I was in the chair for at least an hour, and I felt them pile on all this makeup. And then when I got out of the chair, they turned me around, I looked in the mirror, and it looked like I had no makeup on. They just created like this even complexion. They enhanced my eyebrows, my eyelashes, maybe gave me a little blush and a little lipstick or whatever. Cameras pick up everything differently from what I understand. The makeup is super heavy. So in order to achieve that makeup look, I'm sure they use a lot of neutral colors. And basically, makeup is only there to enhance your appearance. It's not to change everything about you. I loved her makeup looks in those particular episodes as well. I think she looked the best. Like I said, I think her hair looked fantastic short because she has such long features. Let's put a little glow on her face. I'm going to go in with the same palette that I used from Pat McGrath's. And I'm going to go in with their highlighter. And this is so pretty. Look at that. And so I'm going to take some on this little tapered brush. I'm going to pop it right on the temples and bring it down. It really just adds a little bit of sparkle on your face, but the glitter is so minute and so finely milled. When the light catches it, it just gives you that really nice glassy skin, and it doesn't add any texture to your face. It just brightens up the area. When you move, it looks beautiful. Question would be, how could Carrie soften her look? I just find it all too harsh the way they have styled her hair and makeup, or lack of makeup. She has that long hair, and when they part her hair down the middle and they slick it down and they give her that low bun, yes, it looks like a granny. I mean, I think the way they could soften her look is not pull it back so tight. The way they pull it back so tight, it gives me a migraine when I see her, because you can see the veins in her temples. That's never a good look. I think if they just loosened it, made it a little softer, have like those little curly tendrils hanging down, which is a beautiful, very romantic look. I think they need to do that with her. Any advice on maturing man's makeup? Obviously not full on, just foundation and just basic to cover up flaws. Are they using skincare? My first word of advice is skincare first, makeup second. So what type of flaws are we talking about? Are we talking like acne scars? Are we talking about just scars in particular? I think scars are pretty sexy, to be honest. But as far as covering up flaws, if they want to cover up flaws and just go straight to makeup, I mean, you can use concealer, is fine. This is a powder foundation, but you can also use it wet. This is very well loved. What you do is you take the sponge, please don't judge, it's kind of dirty, but you moisten the sponge, you swirl it into the pan, and then you can just dab it onto your skin. It works great for women, and I think a dude would actually like it as well. It's not heavy on the skin. It actually really creates a smooth canvas if that's how they want to go in terms of foundation. I've had lots of my male friends actually have their own compact and powder their face, and they look amazing. But for spot concealing like acne scars or whatever like that, definitely just pick up a nice concealer. There's so many to choose from if they want to have a concealer that has skincare ingredients in it, or just a drugstore friendly one. But yeah, Generally, I love a good nude lipstick, but since we have such a nice subtle look, I want to add a pop of color. And I've been really loving the Milani. This is for Samantha, or the lack thereof. This lipstick is called the Fetish Cream Matte Lipstick, and this is in the shade Poppy. It is a brilliant, gorgeous red. And I think with this makeup look, we need a pop of color. So I'm going to go ahead and apply this lipstick. Fabulous. This has fantastic pigment. It has longevity. It wears off gracefully. And I just needed a pop of color, baby. Oof, yeah. But here we are with the final look. I'm feeling very sassy. I've got a nice complexion. It's nice and even. I've got a beautiful shimmery, subtle eye. I have a strong lip. And I need a cocktail. What are your favorite makeup looks from the original series? Which character had the best makeup looks and which had the worst? Well, for the original series, I think each woman looked amazing. Well, look at that. Cosmopolitan's almost done. And so am I. So I hope I answered all of your questions that you asked Jen at Real Housewives Recaps. I had so much fun getting ready with you, telling you some tips and tricks, and going down memory lane, talking about Sex in the City and talking about and just like that. But yes, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. It means so much to me. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. I would love it if you would be a part of my family. And thank you again to Jen at Real Housewives Recaps. She is such an amazing person. She makes me laugh on a continuous basis. Absolutely love her. And if you haven't checked out her channel, please do. She's super funny. She sounds like Phoebe from Friends. You instantly feel like you know her once you start watching her videos, and she really makes me laugh. And if you want to hang out a little bit longer and check out some more foundation reviews, check out the playlist down here. And for skincare reviews, check out the playlist over here. But for now, mwah, mahal kita, I love you, and I'll see you in my next one. Cheers!